Have you ever thought to yourself, what would happen if I could go back and change everything that I've done? Because that is essentially the plot of Steins Gate right now. Ocarina is going back and removing the effects of all the D-mails that were sent through various people, all in a bit to try and track down the computer that was now lost again. Of course, with much at stake. Let's see how well it goes. More cicadas. Trying to explain the past events of... Well, it is the past and the present simultaneously. You might want to actually explain the line of thinking there. And I wonder if she is going to remember her past life like Ferris did. And I'm still trying to figure out what FB is from Moeka, considering he's going to have to try and undo that text as well. And the undoing of the D-mails being sent is apparently going to try to change the divergence number up to the 1% which was needed to change world lines. But who's to say that they are all bad? He could end up undoing something beneficial. And thinking back to Ferris and the dad, air travel is one of the safest forms of travel. It's just because it's a large disaster each time that it seems worse than it is. Well, still bad, but you know. I didn't get to see what she was reading. I think it was German. So you're already stressed and on your last nerve, but things just get worse. What's he done? So no, she wasn't given full understanding. You're about to be punished. I wonder if he's going to be made to sit on his knees again. That's one way to get out of trouble. And to think that it was all about, what, eating vegetables or... I'm not sure what that conversation just now was. Then why didn't you just ask that? What was the number for your mother's pages like 10 years ago? Well, it'll be more than that. I think that would be worse than anything for someone to assume that was your type of trying to be funny. Not the humour itself, just the failed attempts at it. Okay. I can see the train of thought there. It's not the same this time. And maybe the male version. Maybe the male version also had somewhat of a thing for him. But they've always been emotional. What's with this sudden change? Well, in this world it's fine. I don't see why, though. Who is he to deny a request? Does he have the time? Was that always the full title of the cafe? Is she upset that... Well, I'm not going to finish that thought. Confirmed. Ultimate technique. He just has girls around him. He's not actively pursuing anything. His research is his mistress. What is this line of questioning? You have to... You have to be aware of the other people in the restaurant. You can't make their lives difficult by shouting around. Ha! Phew! I was almost getting concerned about Daru. Giving up. I don't see why he has to try so hard. IQ tests and things like that mean very little unless you can actually put it to use. Oh, for God's sake. It must be nice to have spare time on his hands. Yeah, he's got his lab coat. I was going to joke about the lab coat, but no, apparently it is his cleanest item. Well, yeah, when you don't pay. The owner there doesn't. I'm assuming she's the owner at least. Isn't reacting too happily about this conversation. Under what circumstance? Quite a simplistic view, Darrow. And as long as conversations and options go well, sure, but it must be tough realizing that his ideals aren't coming true. Hmm. He's not exactly fixing up fully. Okay. Not many people carry around a handkerchief in current days and years. A better naming convention. Quick, do one last check. I don't know how I feel about this, because not about who it is or the genders or anything, but because it is going to be like my fears all over again, where none of it is real, or will be real once it all changes. Quite the ephemeral thing we're seeing right now. Well, closer to the road. All of that. No, he's almost run down. Is that going to become a future thing there, since it was pointed out? It's turned to this talk already. I mean, the last day I was on was like, it took at least an hour and a half before it got to weather. Then speak normally. And your follow-up? Okay. Talk about what he knows. Sure. Yeah. Work on his strong points. Well, she has more on the line here. Yeah, and there we go. She's seeing it as her being the issue. Maybe he has something, but then I can't assume too much for Ocarina here. Character backstories, nice. Did this same event happen when she was a dude? Hmm. Is that his memories of the event, or her memories of the event? And it clicks into place. When pushed, you remember your pasts. Wasn't he the only one to be able to tell the changes to begin with? Once again, something else he has to shoulder his burden. Fair enough. Because he has to upset a lot of people to regain what once was. So now he's going to go back with his lab coat. Putting on airs and graces. And like I said, go to places that you know, that you frequent, to know you. He's not a bad guy, is he? Oh no. I kind of feel you, Darrow. He's doing more than just apologising and making up for what he said earlier. Does she actually remember something? So what happened then to lead up to the events where she broke it? She can't even remember the right words. And I have no idea what that really means, but I know people like saying it. No, maybe not. I mean, Ferris apparently somewhat remembered. I have no idea how memories and time actually works now. I think it would better to have the experience than never, even if you could only experience it once. Five two, nice. But with certain physical differences. How are you going to proceed with knowing all of this? Well, not necessarily. There's the one where you sent to win the lottery. I thought Marika sent one as well, or am I wrong there? And it feels like there's another, but I might be tricking myself. Steins Gate also seems like the kind of show where it could quite easily play off the time travel storyline thing while also not keeping things in sequential order. But I don't know if it's ever tried that. And things are definitely falling into place with more information being gathered, but I don't know when or why it led up to the points that it did. And if memories in this are as what have somewhat been portrayed so far, then he should have the memories of going on the date and enjoying himself with Kilmer. And like I said, personally, I think that having that experience is better than never having it. But I can see the point of view where it could be like a personal torture, knowing that it is an eventuality that can possibly never be fulfilled. Of course, now in the year 2019, soon to be 2020, anything's possible. I know that things are going to go down the rabbit hole relatively soon, and we're going to get into events which quite possibly are going to get dark again. We've had relatively light dustings of things recently. The worst we got was the learning of the backstories of the two characters. But Ferris and her dad was the worst it got. But remember, we are still fighting on the line for Mayuri. And, of course, the future of the entire world. But That comes in second place to the main goal, doesn't it? Of course, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, you can let me know by commenting down below, and if you think I deserve it, liking the video and possibly even subscribing to the channel. And considering everything that has been on his plate so far, Kiryu has struggled through relatively well. He hasn't had that mental break that some of the other characters have had, like Subaru, with his many attempts at things. And hopefully it never gets to that point. Same for you as well. So, if you're ever feeling a bit too stressed out, make sure to take a rest. And I'll see you in the next one. Remember, my channel wouldn't be possible without all of you. But of course there have to be some that stand out. If you want to join them, then use the links to go over to Patreon and help me out a little. Remember that I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So once again, thank you.